Hello students. In today's mathematics class, we are going to start with chapter 13, congruence of triangles. First of all, let us understand what is congruence. Two geometric figures are said to be congruent if they are exactly of same shape and size. They completely overlap each other when superimposed. For example, our hands. Now, when we join our hands, our both hands completely overlap each other. So we will say that our hands are congruent to each other. So this property of overlapping of figures completely is known as congruence. Here these are shapes of same size. Okay. Now let us understand few figures with different shapes here. First is line segment. There are two lines drawn here. Now they have the same length. So we will say that these line segments are in congruence. Second, here these are two angles shown here. Now they are of same measure. Okay, so we will say these angles are in congruence. Two squares when they have the same length of the sides. Okay, so we will say that these two squares are in congruence. Same way, these are two rectangles shown here. Here they have the same length and breadth. So these rectangles are also in congruence to each other. Then these are two circles. When they have the same radii, we will say that two circles are in congruence. We have congruence of triangles. Children, this is the sign of congruence. Okay, congruence means equal as well as similar. Okay, the two triangles are congruent if one placed over the other, it completely overlaps each other. Means when we place one triangle over the other, each vertex coincide each other. Okay, here we have triangle ABC and PQR. Now in each triangle here we have 6 parts, 3 sides and 3 angles. Okay, when these parts coincide with each other, triangles are congruent. So one part of one triangle will be corresponding to the part of the other triangle. Like here angle A is corresponding to angle P. So these angles are equal. Okay, angle B is corresponding to angle Q and angle C is corresponding to angle R. Okay, same way side AB is corresponding to side PQ, AC is corresponding to PR, BC is corresponding to QR. Alright, to prove congruence of two triangles, out of these 6 parts, only 3 parts if match, we say that triangles are congruent. Then remaining parts will become equal by CPCT. CPCT means corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay, so here we have few criteria for congruence of triangles. There are 4 conditions to verify congruence of triangles. First condition is side 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 congruence condition. It is written by SSS. Two triangles are said to be congruent by SSS condition if 3 sides of one triangle are equal to the 3 corresponding sides of the other triangle. Now here in this figure ABC and other figure PQR, we are given the length of the sides. So we are writing in triangle ABC and PQR, AB is equal to PQ. Why? Because both sides are given 2.9 centimeter. BC will be equal to QR because both are 3.2 centimeter because these are now corresponding sides. AC is equal to PR because each is given 3 centimeter. Okay, so we will write therefore triangle ABC congruence. Now because we have proved here 3 conditions, so we can write triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR by SSS rule, and therefore now remaining three parts, as I told you above, will be equal. Remaining three parts are angle A is equal to angle P, angle B is equal to angle Q, and angle C is equal to angle R by CPCT. Alright, so this way we can prove the two triangles are congruent by SSS condition. SSS means side, side and side. Okay, I hope you have understood. Second criteria is side angle side. Now here in between two sides one angle is included. Okay, so if two sides and included angle of one triangle are equal to corresponding two sides and included angle of the another triangle, then two triangles are congruent by SAS condition. Now in this triangle ABC and other triangle PQR, here we can see AB is equal to PQ because each is given 4 centimeter. So we can write here AB is equal to PQ. Why? Because each is 4 centimeter. Now second thing is included angle. Included angle is here angle B. Angle B, and in the other triangle included angle is angle Q is equal to angle Q because each is 60 degree. Third is again side, that is BC. BC is equal to QR. Each side is 3.5 centimeter. So we will say therefore triangle ABC is congruent to triangle PQR by SAS rule. Now we have proved triangles congruent. Now we can equate the remaining parts also. So we will write therefore angle A is equal to angle P, angle C is equal to angle R, and side AC is equal to PR. The remaining three parts, they are equal by CPCT. CPCT means because they are now corresponding parts of congruent triangles. Okay. Now based on these two criterias, we have exercise 13.1. Let us do few questions of 13.1 also. Second question is, in triangle ABC and triangle XYZ, AB is equal to XY, BC is equal to YZ, median AD is equal to median XC. Prove that triangle ABD is congruent to triangle XYE. Alright, so here we can see here we are given side BC is equal to YZ. Now we can write here BC is equal to YZ. This is given equal, but we need BD only. So we can write BC as 2 times BD because here if AD is the median, median means a line from vertex to the midpoint of opposite side. It means D is the midpoint here. Okay, if D is the midpoint, it means BC is divided in two equal parts, BD and CD. Okay, so we can write BC as 2BD, and same way in the other triangle, YZ can be written as 2 twice YE. Now if we cancel 2 from both sides, so we have now BD also equal to YE. Okay, now we will write in triangle ABD and triangle XYE. First thing, we are given AB is equal to XY. This is given equal. Second, BD is equal to YE, that we have proved above, that these are also equal. And third is the median AB D is equal to XC. This is also given. Okay, now three steps we have written required for the congruence of triangles. So now it means we can write, therefore triangle ABD is congruent to triangle XYE by SSS rule. This is what we. Question number 3 is PR is the diagonal of a parallelogram PQRS. Show that triangle PQR is congruent to triangle RSP. Now here in a parallelogram opposite sides are equal. Okay, so we will write in triangle PQR and triangle RSP. We have side PQ equal to SR and side PS is equal to QR. Opposite sides of a parallelogram are equal. Third B is our diagonal PR. So we can write PR is equal to PR common in both the triangles. Okay, therefore triangle PQR is congruent to triangle RSP by SSS rule. Alright, this is what we had to prove. Now, next we have question number 7. In a quadrilateral PQRS, PQ is equal to SR and PQ is parallel to SR. This is side PQ and this is SR. They are equal and parallel. Prove that triangle PSR is congruent to triangle. PSR is this triangle. PSR is congruent to triangle PQR. Is PS equal to QR? So here we can see when these sides PQ is parallel to SR, we can say angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Why? Because these are now alternate interior angles. Here this PR is a transversal, these two sides are parallel, so we can see angle 1 and 2 are alternate interior angles. Now we will take the triangles in triangle PSR and second triangle is here RQP. So we will write second triangle as RQP. Now here we are given side RS is equal to PQ. This is given. Angle 1 is equal to angle 2 that we have proved above. PR is equal to PR. This is common. Now in this common side and here this side we can see angle 1 is included in between them. Okay, so we can write now, therefore triangle PSR is congruent to triangle RQP by SCS rule. Right? The question is now to prove side PS is equal to QR. Therefore, side PS is equal to QR by CPCT because these are now corresponding side of congruent triangles. Okay, let us start with question number 8. AD is the bisector of angle A. It means this angle A is divided in two equal parts, angle 1 and 2 of ABC, in which AB is equal to AC. Now we are given this sides are equal. Prove that AD is perpendicular to BC. Alright. In triangle ABT and triangle ADC. Here we have AB is equal to AC. This is given. Then angle 1 is equal to angle 2. Why? Because AD is bisector of angle A. Okay. Third, we are given here, we have AD is equal to AD common. Therefore, triangle ABD is congruent to triangle ADC by SAS rule. Angle is included in these two sides. Alright. Therefore, we can write that angle ADB is equal to angle ADC by CPCT. Okay, but angle ADB plus angle ADC should be equal to 180 degree because this is a linear pair. As these two are equal, so we can write here as ADB is equal to ADC. Therefore, they will be equal only if they are 90 degree each. Therefore, angle ADB is plus angle ADB is equal to 180 degree. So 2 times angle ADB is equal to 180 degree. So angle ADB is equal to 180 on 2 means 90 degree. As these two are equal, so we can write here angle ADB is equal to angle ADC is equal to 90 degree each. If these two angles are 90 degree each, it means AD is, therefore AD is perpendicular to BC. Okay, this is the sign of perpendicular. This is what we wanted to prove, AD perpendicular to BC. Alright. So children, we have done few questions from exercise 13.1. Now you will try to do all questions of exercise 13.1 in your registers. Okay. You can ask your doubts in